new tier?
No, so they almost need a new tier if they were to give away something for free. Like if they were to have something between you get pretty much nothing and you get everything, they could give away for free, like with purchase for a period of time. Because they can't do Xbox Live Gold anymore because they give away a free game now. So I don't know. I think that they should just be giving Netflix, YouTube, that stuff should all be just free.
You can access YouTube.
You can
free, though, right?
I have no idea.
I don't think you can get any services.
I don't think
besides
Xbox
and
does
text
have
messaging.
I think the way they do it is perfectly legit. Like, it's just, if you want to do, like, that's exactly what you were saying. Like, if you want the comfort of using your 360, sure, you can walk your happy ass over to your PC and do it for free.
This is the way I see Xbox Live now. Let's say you go to Comcast or something, and you want to buy cable from there. It's like they're charging you. It's like, oh, here, you can buy this cable box for $200 if you want, but you can't actually get any services on it unless you also buy the Comcast service
Yeah,
pack.
but the Comcast cable box is strictly to stream cable. Like, the Xbox is primarily to play video games.
And actually, Comcast is
additional-
trying to charge you to use Netflix.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing.
They give you the router, they give you the Like,
No, they're trying to
this is
charge
the
you
big net
extra.
neutrality debate that's going on right now, and
Wait,
unfortunately,
what's this?
Unfortunately, the new FCC chairman is for it
Yeah.
because he's a former cable lobbyist. They want to charge Netflix. Netflix already pays an internet service provider, and then you pay an internet service provider, and they're not necessarily the same provider. Comcast now wants anybody who shares, who connects like to their network to get to their customers to pay them as well.
So then the consumer will incur the extra price.
double charge.
Well, yeah. Basically, then Netflix has to charge you extra, and increase their costs in order for you to in order to
There's
maintain
too
the
much
service.
bandwidth being used.
No, it's an issue where these guys don't know how to monetize their current business, or B, they're not happy with the amount of money they're making.
No, they're
The
always
cable companies are on their way out.
Well, they're poorly managed. They're rather than find a new market or a way to change their current market, they want to keep the market the same. And if they can't do that, they're going to go down killing everybody on their way. That's really their mentality. They want Netflix to pay extra. They want YouTube to pay extra. They want anybody. What they'll do is they'll still allow Netflix through, but only at like a meg per second. So you can't do an HD stream.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do. And it's a huge debate right now because the argument is that as soon as you start policing bandwidth on the internet in that way, you're keeping people from being successful because you can't have a Netflix startup. You can't have the next startup that does something else because they can't afford to start up because it's doubling their costs or tripling their costs.
Right. Yeah.
And that becomes a huge problem. That's where the issue comes in.
I think that, like, if somebody comes out like what Google's doing with Google Fiber,
Well, they need the competition, but there's no right now. There's no law either way about it, and there are people who are fighting because the cable companies want to enact a thing where you pay for tiers, or somebody else who's transmitting data to you pays extra to get it to you faster, even though the pipes are all there. Pipes.
yeah.
And there are other groups like the Electronic Frontier Foundation who are fighting to keep that sort of thing from happening.
Well, I mean, the second, like, Verizon, was it Fios or Fios or whatever, and Google Fiber become more
Google
relevant.
Fiber is ridiculous. It's like isn't it like
Well, Google Fiber is only in 2 towns. It's a gigabit.
Kansas City and
Or gigabit.
That's what I'm saying. When they
Yeah.
actually,
1 gig.
But
Up and
Fios
down,
has stopped. Fios is done. They're not rolling out any more Fios, according to what I've heard. They've stopped. They've reached some sort of compromise with some other carrier where they're going to stop rolling it out.
well, that might be temporary, but whatever.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is when they become a little bit more prevalent, you don't need Comcast or Time Warner anymore. You don't.
Well, you don't, but
No.
Comcast and Time Warner could compete if they wanted to. The problem is they're stuck in this old model and they refuse to adapt their business model for the changing world.
They definitely can compete. I don't agree with that.
No,
They'll have to.
They should be competing already. I don't know if they're waiting.
Well, here's part of the problem. One, we have all these monopolies because it's very expensive to roll out your cable.
Yeah.
So they get kickbacks or they get contracts with whoever they're rolling out with in order to maintain a monopoly, to make it worth their while. And to a degree, I get that. And if you're fortunate, like we are in Chicago, or I'm in Skokie, I have 3 choices for internet providers. 2 of them are cable. AT&T, Comcast, and RCN.
AT&T doesn't count. Their internet's atrocious.
It's terrible.
No, but
I agree.
Look at it from an average consumer who doesn't game online.
This is the thing. AT&T used to be really good. I had AT&T for years, and they started off just fine. And over the course of time, the service, I had their highest tier, which was only 6 meg. They kept promising to bring
6 meg down.
6 meg down.
That's their best tier right now.
That's their best DSL tier.
No, they have better now.
Well, they may have rolled out.
I
Well, no,
think
here's
they
the
have
thing.
like, I think they have like
DSL.
12.
It's DSL.
Yeah.
They promised Uverse for 3 years. They said Uverse is coming, Uverse is coming. And I would contact them, let me know when it's coming, let me know.
Yeah.
Nothing came of it. I mean, they literally had someone come to my house trying to get me to sign up before it was even in the area.
Mm-hmm.
It was ridiculous. I mean, this was years. Finally got fed up because the six meg tier kept getting slower and slower and having more problems to the point where I couldn't even stream a YouTube video without letting it cache completely before watching it. So I ditched them and got Comcast. I ditched Comcast when RCN made me the best fucking deal ever and said 50 meg down, 6 meg up with 260 some odd channels and a dual tuner TiVo Premiere for $100 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. I took it. It's great. And I got a $100 gift card too, so I basically got a free month.
Mm-hmm.
There's some competition. And honestly, right now, 50 meg down, 6 meg up, unless you are streaming video like 24/7, it's plenty.
I get about 50,
Yeah.
50 down. I don't ever have a problem with anything.
50 down, you can almost do anything.
Right now. I mean, look, when the time comes and we all want 4K video
Yeah.
and games are 100 gigs and we're storing them on,
Yeah. The up is more important
Yeah.
than the down, I think, if you're a content provider.
if you're a content provider or if you
Or
want
content-
to do remote
What's that
work.
word? Generator?
Generator,
What
yeah.
do you do? You generate content.
Yeah, I mean, like I remote into home from I have a media server at home and I remote into that to stream video or just to copy files occasionally. If I want to get a file from home, I can remote in and get it. So having a high upload speed then is very nice.
I almost say the 6 meg is only. Look, my business, where I'm at right now at my house, I have the best possible internet that exists in the state of Mississippi.
Yeah,
And it's 2.4 gig up.
meg up, you mean?
Meg.
Yeah, meg
Gig
up.
2.4 gig up. Sign me up.
Let's move to Mississippi.
That is the best they offer.
Right.
Like, what the hell is that?
That's what my parents are.
I have like the
starting.
3rd tier Comcast that's double the speed.
That's probably more expensive than what I'm paying, isn't it?
It's $70 a month.
Just for the internet.
I
Yeah,
don't buy
see?
the cable.
Yeah, and there you go. So technically, I'm getting a better deal than you.
Yeah, oh yeah. Shit.
Yeah,
I get 35 meg download.
that's okay. I think 35 down is all right. I mean, most instances you're never going to hit that. I mean, even if you're streaming a high def super HD video on YouTube
If you're
or on
multitasking, if you've got
Netflix-
4 TVs, 4 people.
Well, if you have multiple people in the house, that's true.
Yeah.
Then you're breaking it down more. That's true.
That's my thing, because like it works out better for me because I'm streaming Netflix pretty much constantly
Yeah.
when my TV's on because I don't have cable. I just have
But,
internet,
like,
and then
in-
I'm on my tablet fucking around on the internet. It's-
I assume Comcast is in Kansas City still, right?
I don't know
Comcast is
who was there.
based out of Philadelphia.
Well, I
No, because Kansas City is where Google Fiber is.
Yeah.
I don't know who their competition is there, to be honest. I have no idea.
whoever their competition, there has to be competition. There's no way it's a monopoly Google Fiber. I mean,
Right.
and whoever it is offering something for cheaper than Google is offering for worse standards. And
Yeah.
like that's what for the longest time AT&T was that person. They were cheaper than the cable company.
Yeah.
The DSL service was cheaper, but it wasn't as good.
No.
So and the customer chooses what they want depending how important their speed is, how important it is, and how much they're willing to spend. It will be the same thing in Kansas City and the same thing when that goes nationwide. I think.
Well, and that's why they're afraid of Google Fiber because they haven't even tried to keep up with the quality of connection.
I don't think they need to keep up though, because I think.
Well, they don't need to go gigabit yet. I think gigabit is overkill. Google is just doing it as a proof of concept to bully other providers into doing better.
It's cheap too to understand.
It's like $100 a month or something like
Yeah.
that. It's a really fucking. I mean, you have to pay for the install. The install is not cheap. It's like $300.
Is it more elaborate than a regular install?
Well, they're running a fiber line to your house. So
Okay, they can't use anything pre-existing. They have to.
no, it's all
They
brand
won't
new.
run through cable.
It's
It
one
has
of
to
those
be
things
fiber.
where they need to get a certain segment of the population in a particular
Right, a
area.
certain number of people in an area have to sign up for it before they'll even do it in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then if enough people sign up, then they'll offer it, and it's $300 per install per house. Because and fiber is expensive to run.
Yeah.
You can't just cut it and plug it in. It's a little bit more work than that. So I get that because I was a cable guy. I remember.
Yeah, okay.
Cable guy.
I was a cable guy.
Remember that part?
Cable guy.
But it's enough that they can send a guy out with a truck and he can do it. It's just a little more work.
Yeah.
You have to be more careful with it. Yeah, and I think they run the fiber to a junction box inside your house, and then inside your house it becomes Ethernet.
Well, let me ask you. Once they have that in a town or whatever, do they have a big cost to install it into one additional house in a neighborhood?
Well,
It's a large fixed cost. I understand that.
yeah. I mean, they won't even build in a neighborhood until they have a certain number of people.
Okay, so
But-
let's say like your
Neighborhood
neighborhood
fourth
did it,
biggest
Yeah.
opening weekend in
You'd
100
you'd
people
pay
did
the
it.
install. It'd be the $300 install for your home.
but then you're the 101st person to get it. Like after it's already installed,
Yeah.
you still pay the. Everybody pays the
Everybody
300.
pays the 300
Forever?
He decided to make his arms
Until-
look-
Well, until they
I
change
did.
their minds about it.
Okay.
I mutilated it.
I mean, I guess they could if someone found a
They could.
way to easily
How did
lay
Tyler
and
Perry
cut
make
fiber
$16 million in the
at
movie?
low cost, because it is a fairly, I don't want to say difficult, but it's time consuming and it's a precise job. If someone found a cheaper way to do it, maybe then.
They probably
Anyway,
calculate the $300 into the like they'll be like, all right, we have to charge $300 until we have hit 3 million subscribers or whatever, and then we've hit our break-even point.
Yeah, I
and
mean, I'm
then
sure
we
the install cost, I mean, it probably takes the guy like 2 hours per install.
can- Yeah.
So, and they're not,
Wow,
they're
that's
not paying him
a-
$100 an
I don't know
hour.
what you do.
But yeah, I mean, to run, the entire install is probably, I mean, unless they use existing cable inside your house for networking stuff.
You don't
got
even have to do
network
part
lines,
two.
Stuff like that as well. So there's
Part two.
time involved in the home install as well. I don't know if they use anything in coax in the house that's existing.
So I imagine Comcast is always going to be competitive in that market then.
Yes, because most houses are wired for
They're
TV
losing.
and not wired for
They're
networks.
both losing more subscribers monthly than ever before
That's because they're fucking expensive.
because
But
people are cutting.
I don't think
Yeah.
they're going out. I think they
No,
might be.
people are downgrading to internet only, like
Yeah.
what I did years ago.
Yeah,
That's
oh,
why.
yeah, yeah.
That's where I was before. The only reason
Oh, you're referring to cable itself, like
Yeah.
cable as in
Cable
like
television.
Comcast isn't.
I would
They
drop.
provide insanely good internet.
Okay,
They're not
okay.
going
You have to
anywhere.
clarify between.
Yeah.
You guys started
Well, no, but
going
they-
off
but
the
they-
little thingy. I didn't get to
But
finish.
they don't want cable TV to go away because it's a huge moneymaker for them.
I know.
Yep.
Whereas the internet doesn't
Nobody
make as much
cares
money.
anymore.
Antenna's
Just gets
growing
everything.
way
Oh, I
more
agree.
every year now.
The only reason I have cable is because I promised, because I know that I've pirated a lot of shows, and I've said if someone ever offers me good internet with TV with a decent number of channels for $100 a month, I will do it just to prove that I'm willing to pay a
Honest
decent amount of money.
over here. Honest
Yeah.
Dave over here. I want a free, like a pay for what the hell I want model.
Well, that's what I would. That's what I would
Bucks a
prefer.
channel?
I only watch 6 channels.
Yeah.
I know
We're moving toward that. Like
other countries already do it.
like a lot of these things are starting-
WWE Network launches in April, and that's exactly
Yeah,
what they're
where
doing.
is it?
They're doing it as an a la
carte.
carte. Yep. So it's going to be like a streaming service, but you can
It's what
choose
HBO Go was supposed
what
to do.
exactly. You can choose what you want to see on it.
And
Sweet.
when the smarter networks pick up on this and just drop their deals with the cable providers, which they've been threatening to do. Like
Yeah.
people, if you look at all the problems Dish TV's having, like keeping AMC on board, AMC left threatened to leave them a couple times because AMC could just start their own thing. The thing is, you don't even need a cable company
platform.
anymore. You needed it before. Now you have the internet.
Right.
You just charge people, like you have them link it to their Amazon. Strike a deal with Amazon. Have them
Oh, Amazon.
auto charge you.
That shit up.
Have them auto charge you $5 a month, and you get AMC on your tablet, your phone, your PC, and make an app for
Your smart
your
TV.
system.
Give them a buck off
Or
a
your smart
month
TV.
if you do
Well,
Amazon Prime.
Well,
Sign-
like-
sign up for a year and get it for $4 a month.
Like, if you look on the Xbox One, they've got the Fox Now app and the FX app, and
They're
yeah.
all starting to do it. The networks are smartening up. They're going to ditch all this shit. This is our archaic way of doing it. When the old timers that don't know any better slowly start to fade off, because
Die.
our generation's coming up, we're taking over. It's this shit's not going to stand. People don't want this crap.
No. The question will be who survives the transition. And it's not just cable companies, it's also content creators. It's going to be interesting. I think
Content generators.
AMC is poised.
What do they do though? They
Well-
generate content.
Yeah, I mean, but you look at networks like, the Home Shopping Network and stuff like that. Do you think they'll survive once cable's gone? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
No,
All those
they
add-ons.
might,
All
but
add-on channels.
See,
Yeah.
they might, but they would be like ridiculously cheap.
But they can't make money though.
I mean,
You'd have to provide-
who in our generation sits around
You'd have to
watching Home
generate
Shopping? I had a
less
girlfriend
content.
whose mom used to watch Home Shopping Network
The way-
all day.
What I was
Who
about
would
to
do
say,
that now?
the only way to do it is you have to, all these little guys have to come together and bundle together.
And be like, buy our channel, and you'll get 3 hour blocks of home garden network TV thing, and 3 blocks.
But that's sort of what the cable company is in a sense right now. You're just saying they should like segment off, but of the 200 channels, whatever you get, like
yeah, but I don't give a shit if that channel doesn't survive. That
No.
obviously means it shouldn't be there in the first
There's only about
place.
10 or 15 channels anyone might care about. It's usually
there's
about
channels I watch that I wouldn't pay for. Like I watch the Game Show Network. but I would never pay
It's
a
all
dollar a
reruns
month
for the most part. I mean, yeah, I know they have some.
I can watch
but
Steve Harvey's
90% of
Family
the
Feud
time.
every hour of the day.
Yeah.
But
Ugh. He's worst in the series.
Steve Harvey
Worst in the
on
franchise.
Family Feud.
Worst in the series.
I liked,
Bring back Al.
I liked what was
man.
his face?
Tool
Yeah, from
time.
Hogan's Heroes, I loved him. I forget his name.
No, I liked
The guy from Seinfeld. No,
Didn't
No,
Lee
no,
Anderson do it for a
no.
while?
The guy from Hogan's Heroes, the British guy. He used to kiss like everybody.
he like
just making out on
It
TV.
was-
long time ago. You're saying?
yeah. I loved him on that. It was just so funny. He was just a funny host. In terms of, I don't know, newer, probably, yeah, one of
I don't have cable at my
Me
house.
neither, and I see everything that I want to see.
So I watch the
Me too.
news though.
I would like to contribute to these people. That's the problem. I'm just not going to pay $100 for Home and Garden Network every fucking month when I want to watch History, Discovery,
Sportsnet.
Comcast Sportsnet because the Hawks games are
Yeah,
on
yeah.
there, and like
WGN when it's on there.
no WGN's free. It's on
Oh,
regular.
it's true.
It's on
yeah.
regular TV.
I thought you meant, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can't even think of another
Comedy
channel I
Central
give a
for
shit
South
about.
Park.
Yeah,
AMC.
but I don't even use that because I go to South Park Studios because
Wow.
South Park's
Network's
smart
next
enough.
day.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
make
South
their own
Park.
ad revenue off South Park Studios and just give everything next day.
Yep.
Maybe we'll get to the point where more and more channels are becoming on regular broadcast TV for free. They'll realize that that circulation is still.
Well,
gonna be there.
there's not enough air, or not air, but frequency in television right now. That's one of the issues is that they're actually trying to auction off some of the television spectrum and give it to wireless providers.
Really?
Yes. Because there's unused television spectrum that will be sold to wireless providers to increase the spectrum for cell phones.
That's fucking cool.
I think that what they really need to work on is they could have done a lot with Hulu, and they fought Hulu in the beginning. And Hulu could have been the place where they go people go for their new cable subscription, and for $20 a month you get like all these channels, or like $2 per channel or $4 per channel. You get these channels and subscribe through Hulu. I would have done that.
I mean, dude,
would have done that.
Hulu's so close to being good.
It
It's
is.
a piece of shit.
It is, and it's because first of all, this whole like wait till tomorrow to watch it is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that needs to stop.
This is the deal they made.
I know that's the deal they made. It's
Yeah.
a stupid deal, and
Sure, it's the only way they let it go through. though.
unless you are binge watching, you want to watch it at the same time as your friends, so you can talk about it
Yeah,
the next day.
you don't wait for the next
Oh
one
shit!
day.
You don't watch it live. You're browsing the internet. Go to
You-
Facebook and
it's
oh
what?
shit!
Going already.
I didn't know.
Oh, and Jason,
I didn't know his
picture
head
of
got
Herschel,
chopped off.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
It's all the time.
Yeah. So you want to see that stuff when it airs, and they can just say that the show's available at this
5-minute
time.
delay. You're
yeah.
good to go.
Not even a 5 minute delay. Just say this show's available on the site at this time.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't already do that for things anyway.
Yeah.
And like doesn't YouTube offer you a timed release? So they could do it. And if YouTube can do it, Hulu can do it.
Diddy did it.
And also, you should be able to download it so you can watch it when you're not on the internet.
I think that runs into licensing
also-
issues
The,
though.
the,
Well, it
wor-
could be a temporary.
the worst thing's the
There you go.
backlog.
DRM.
There's-
Well, that's how like Comcast works now. They give you one play off your buy, or 2 plays, or a 24-hour rental. or whatever.
I can't stand the backlog because there's shows that I'm not super into, but I'll watch when I'm fucking all caught up on the shows I actually care about.
Right.
And if you forget about them for a month, you're done. You have to go back to touring because they
Right.
only have the last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding?
Exactly. No, and they need to. If I'm paying, I should have the full library of every show. This is what drives me nuts about Netflix. I get the last couple of years of movies not all being available for streaming. Anything that's more than like 2 years old, put that shit on streaming.
Yeah.
Some stuff they
Most
put on
people
and
aren't.
taken off and put on.
I hate
Yeah.
it. And then I know it's all licensing and contracts. Fucking talk to your lawyers and just work this shit out. If we can make Roger Rabbit happen, which had every fucking cartoon character from every
Yeah,
property ever
that was
come together and
amazing.
one moment of perfect good people working together shit, we can do it a second time, motherfucker.
Honestly, Roger
Brian
Rabbit
Burke for president!
would never happen again. At this
No,
point.
they've even said
That-
they want to make a sequel and cannot.
There's no way. That movie's
Jason
so
sleeping?
good though.
I think so.
I think they want because the people who made like some of these TV shows or movies, they still want to get sales of. They want
And
people to buy the
maintain
movie.
the
They
camera
do,
while
but
I
you don't
dozed
get
off.
those, like, it's just like with video games. It's probably a longer tail on movies, but when it comes to like games, we all know that after the month or two, they don't sell anymore.
You don't
They don't
know.
sell money.
Unless they get some
Part
legacy sales.
Unless they're Mario.
Eh?
Unless they're Mario.
Can't people like who made
Tony.
fucking like Terminator
This is part
2? Like, whoever made Terminator 2,
Yeah.
Blame MTHQ.
they can
Wild
sell
Card.
that for $4.99 now, or put it on Amazon and buy it for $2.99, and then you own it forever. But if you make it
Well, there was a
available,
problem because they were pulling movies from Amazon and iTunes. Disney did that a few months ago.
Because they have a deal with
Damn
Netflix.
Well, they showed back up, but they pulled. It was a whole big mess because Apple started this thing where now you don't have to download your movies; you can stream them. And Disney's like, "Ha, no, psych!" Boop, pulled all their movies. So everybody that had paid for a movie on iTunes lost access.
I
to
believe
that
they
movie.
said, oh,
but I'm saying, if everything is available on
You guys are suckers.
if everything's available on Netflix, then you're not going to get as many sales on iTunes and Amazon like those for those same movies.
They compete
But
though.
do they really sell that
What's
well?
that?
And people
They compete though.
And people
Yeah, I
who
know.
don't have Netflix will still buy it from iTunes.
Shit, I have Netflix and I still buy stuff on iTunes.
But only because it's not on Netflix.
Shut up.
I mean, here's the thing. I shouldn't say something like this because it's setting up for trouble. If Netflix promised they would have every movie made in the last or 2 years older,
5 years
or
and
more-
older.
5 years is too long. 2 years, 3 years, somewhere around there. 5 years, I think I would still pay the same. They said everything that's more than 2 years old they have, I'd pay double, and I'd cut my disc subscription.
yeah, no, definitely.
I'd pay double for a lot less. I feel Netflix is like one of the best deals.
It's a great deal. And it's worth more money.
it's one of the best deals in human history.
I find that they actually are.
I don't know.
Hold on,
You're not
hold
wrong.
on.
You're not
Two-
wrong.
wait,
Give
two
me 1
opportunities.
second to explain, and then jump on me.
What about 2 opportunities for a buck? Come on.
People forget. Okay, that's a pretty fucking
Okay,
sick deal.
yeah.
That's a pretty
What
sick
is it?
fucking deal. He's got me there. He's got
2
me there.
opportunities for a buck.
What about buy one get one at Payless?
Okay,
You gotta go.
so not too distant past.
Uh-huh.
We used to have a company called Blockbuster that used to charge you $4 for a
one
single
movie.
movie, and people were fine with that. Now it's $8 for literally like 10,000 programs between all the episodes in a particular season and all the seasons and all the documentaries and shows and programs and movies and there's so much on
It's
there.
warm.
It may not all interest you at all at one time, but there is a ton of content on there for you for $8.
So you're saying it's a content generator?
No, it generates content.
Well, my counter argument would be, what about Redbox? They're
Different
try-
buck.
Redbox was an amazing product too, but unfortunately it came out too late.
It's doing all right, isn't
No,
it?
they're expanding. They're everywhere now. Redbox is
You didn't know that they're really good because
Redbox is the natural evolution from Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Yeah, they pretty much took over.
It's the same. Yeah, like I think Redbox is partially what put the nail in the coffin on Blockbuster.
Probably,
yes.
Almost more so than.
Than Netflix.
Look,
Yeah, but Redbox streaming sucks.
But nobody
I've
uses
tried it. I've tried it.
Redbox streaming.
I'm talking about going to
Yeah.
getting a disc.
Now, would you rather stay in or go out and get a disc?
No, what I'm saying is, look, I might only watch 3 movies a month. You know.
Hey, speaking of, sorry to
Hold
jump
on,
on you.
if
Yeah.
that might only be $3-4 on Redbox then, rather than paying what's Netflix.
See what? Why the fuck doesn't Redbox, now that they have their infrastructure built for streaming, why the hell don't they do the $1 rental for tonight digitally? Why do you still have to fucking get up?
That's where I'm going.
Or charge a premium for sitting on your ass. Charge $1.50 because you don't have to actually go get the.
Yeah.
They don't have to buy the discs. They don't have to run the machines. They don't have to. I know.
I'd say it's the same price. I think
Tony for vice president.
Tony for vice president.
I don't think people would accept
What
the
are they
digital
streaming
product for
on?
more though.
Huh?
What would Redbox be streaming?
Currently, PCs and Xbox platforms.
Oh,
Another
and
fine acquisition money that comes from Xbox.
Would they have-
That's for
Tony,
Verizon.
it's
and
on
with them.
PlayStation.
It's on PlayStation.
Would they have to pay? Do they have to pay Sony?
It's supposed to be on my
to do
side.
that?
Huh?
Do they have to pay Sony to get their platform on there?
I don't know.
I
I don't know how that works.
because they have less control because they have to partner with other people and that's only the handicap I see there. Because you have to go through an external company then to get your. Unless maybe if you have a smart TV, if it can be an app. Or like
Okay,
an
but-
Apple TV. I mean,
Maybe that's why you charge $1.50.
They won't accept a digital product for more money though. No, I don't think anyone will really.
I would, and
Yeah,
people who
I would.
don't, who are pissed
I'm
off
fucking
at
lazy.
They do, because
$4
you go to
a gallon. Your
iTunes-
time is the most valuable thing you
Oh,
have.
no, no,
You
no,
wanna
no,
listen
iTunes
to
rentals are like $3-4 bucks, right?
No.
No, for
99 cents an episode.
Yeah, I
That's
just
just over a show.
well.
About movies.
Here's
Yeah,
here's
which
the
is why
greatest
they
thing.
would even they'd make
Here's
they would
here's what
drop
I
everybody's price.
here's what I
structure.
buy on iTunes. I'll give a prime example. All right, is they come out with the WWE documentaries, right? And like 2 hours of it is the documentary. That's disc 1 and 2. Disc 3 is a bunch of fucking matches. I already have the matches. Okay, $5 you get just the documentary. Fuck the matches instead of paying $20 for the DVD. So that's why, huh?
It's worth it.
Yeah. So it's $5 instead of.
Like Sony and Microsoft already do it. They already have 99-cent rentals.
Or they do.
But those are considered sales and specials,
yeah.
and you have to go within their little narrow down. Like,
Yeah.
oh, choose from
These
these.
I mean,
20
here's,
movies.
here's the
Yeah.
thing. I would also pay Netflix $10 a month for access to the big library, and then 50 cents for every new release that they have on there. Like
or
to
something
stream.
like that. Like
Yeah.
Netflix should offer the $1 download.
They could do microtransactions.
Yeah, they absolutely. I would absolutely
on their
go
new
for
shit.
that.
You get their $8 price model.
My
and then a la
Netflix
carte.
is $12 a month.
What's that?
My Netflix is $12
You
a
what?
month.
I'm using the DVDs though.
It's
Maybe
four.
Netflix.
Oh, you have multiple devices.
Multiple
for those,
devices.
yeah.
What about the idea of a Netflix account that you buy, like, and then you can download or you can buy movies to your account type thing, where instead of you have to worry about, then you don't have to worry about it,
Ever
Ever
leaving?
leaving?
They're starting.
and then you don't need to stream it.
They're starting to do those, but they're all
That's called Amazon Prime, sir.
They're all in shambles. They got like Cinema Now, and they got like
I'm telling you, the best one.
Vomit?
The
They
best,
got-
the best
Best
one.
Buy has one.
The Crackle.
no, it's
That's Sony.
It's not Best Buy's.
But that's another one. But Amazon is by far the best one where you can purchase, or you can just stream.
And it's more expensive to purchase it, right?
I don't know. I've never bought anything off Amazon.
Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but
I mean, Amazon Prime is $80 a year.
The point here is that
Or
there's like,
less if you're a
no,
college
there's like
student.
10 different
Maybe
ways
it
to
is,
to watch
It
a
is.
movie.
if you're
It's
a
80.
college student.
Yeah, but they're
Buy it off iTunes, buy it off Amazon, stream it from Netflix, stream it from. Is there alternatives to Netflix? What's other? streaming?
Amazon Prime.
Stream it from Amazon. Get it from Redbox.
Walmart's making their own too.
Yeah.
Just buy the DVD
Creepy.
from Walmart. You know, like there's like 10 different ways to
That bad?
get it. And movies have gotten they've gotten cheaper and cheaper and cheaper over the years.
Oh man,
This has been episode 97, part 2.
we're using this for part 2.
All right.
thought
It's
this
like
was-
This is
You
going
fell
up.
asleep like
No,
halfway through.
I think it should go up,
It's
but I
just-
thought it was like a
But you
little-
see how
This is
amazing
what
the
we do
camera
when-
didn't
when
move?
our video's compressing.
I think it's done compressing.
Yeah, probably.
Dude,
It's been
It's
6
done
hours,
from-
Tony. Let's get to part 2.
I know. The video was done before I even took
Yeah,
the
I was
camera
like,
out.
yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go part 2.
All right, we're good.